What is up, Fairway Media Freaks? This is the Fort Steilacoom Open, commentated by yours truly, Ollie DePina and Kirby Snyder from the KO Disc Golf Show. Shout out to our tournament directors, Daniel Priest and Matt Van Dusen. Got a stellar round 3 card of Mattio, Thaddeus from round 2, Asher, and Jeremy Marsh.
Thank you to Fairway Media and Justin Banks for bringing us here today. We are super excited to bring you this coverage. Hole 1 here is going to be a downhill par 3, 289 feet. Really the shot you want to do is a backhand turnover. I think that's going to be the most common play. You're going to see a lot of putters, maybe a couple of mids coming down here. Really the plan is to get the disc to be flat and hitting this little dirt patch here and sliding up to the basket, and boom, little drone issue.
Boom! And we got Lil Matteo here. Excited to see him play shredded round 2, 11 down in this Northwest course. See what he can do today to maintain his lead.
This kid has huge distance and a ton of potential. We're going to be seeing him around the Pacific Northwest for a very long time.
He's one of those ones, like the youngins that we talk about. I feel like he's one of the less talked about ones, but definitely one you got to talk about where his game is like really coming along.
Yeah, I feel like Asher's the same way. He's as good as all the young talent in the area, just maybe not as well known yet, but fellow Discmania teammate of mine, so I'm excited to watch him shred. This is his home course. He lives on the backside here. Jeremy Marsh going with one of his glow buzzes, and it looks like he's going to make the same mistake that he made round 2, where he's just going to turn it over a little too much.
Still,
Asher going to a little forehand. I'm betting that's his drop.
We got Matteo lining up the putt here. Little left. Shrugs the shoulders. It's all good. Start the round off. Go get your par. It's all good.
Ooh, Marsh with a little rimmer there. And that is for the bird. Nailed it.
Bang.
Sick. Yeah, good putt.
You definitely want to start your round off with a birdie here. One of the ones you want to get. Saw 30% of the field here birdie it. Asher just coming up short there on this putt. Easy to do here, though, if you go short on your drive like you did. But nothing you can't shake off and start your round and shake off, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's just a little bit of nerves out of him, but he'll be all right. I believe he's putting with rainmakers, but he'll be fine. He just got a little bit of nerves on the first hole. He'll be good.
Yeah,
he knows this course better than anybody.
Yes, sir. Kirby, you want to run hole 2 for me, and then we'll just switch up going.
Oh yeah, sounds good. Hole 2 here, super straight shot. I think it's really common to see a flip up putter or flip up mid that kind of wants to travel a little bit to the right after it gets through the gap. Forehand play is also going to be another really common option. Little flex shot. So Thaddeus going with the backhand. Really like that angle and height out of it.
Yeah, I love that. And once you hit that initial gap, landing a little left or right, we saw him go long in round 2, and he just goes a little long and right in round 3. So dialed down that shot, and he's going to be getting a putt back at it. Matteo just taking the forehand and chopping to the left and hitting one of those early trees in the gap.
Marsh back to one of his buzzes, and that's a very okay miss because you still made it far enough out there where you're all right. Beautiful shot from Asher. I'm pretty sure Asher's throwing an MD3 here.
Yeah, like you said in hole 1, Asher is just one of those young guys that you got to talk about. His skill, his game is really coming along. It's so fun to watch him play, and really, really awesome young guy on this scene.
Teo taking an early bogey. Just leaving that forehand approach up just a little short.
And opening the door for Thad after taking the birdie on hole 1. He's going to have a birdie look here. Marsh with a nasty little roll away. Still going to be in his range. Just kind of like a dirty taste in your mouth after that, though. But he got that.
That was stupid. And I didn't like that. Nice comebacker, but that was dumb. He didn't have to putt that far back.
Yeah.
That was a really, really, easy, I don't know, whatever miss.
See Matteo tap out his bogey. We'll see Asher go get his putt in from the backside. So assuming Thad's
Nice birdie.
closer, a good putt from Asher coming back in that par. Nice try from Thad.
Yeah, huge birdie. That's a big swing.
2 strokes on the second hole. He's got to kind of feel like I got control of this. And going into hole 3, a par 3, 348 feet. Mando right, keeping the shots straight. And we'll see a couple different plays here, I think. A couple of different work. But want to get to that log and get you a putt, basically. This green, interesting hill that the basket's on. But we'll see Thad here, I believe, go this high route. Flexing this disc out and letting it collect in that green.
Catch cam's really cool down here.
Yeah, love the catch cam here. Shout out Banksy, man. Doing such a great job.
Marsh taking that low flex line. Oh, just barely getting knocked down at the very end there.
Still going to be a long look, but most importantly, looking at the basket. So got some real estate.
Asher a little inside as well.
Got through the Mando, though, and going to have that short left putt. Tricky little Anheuser putt maybe at the basket.
I'm impressed to see Matteo going down the middle here. I feel like with the power that he has, it would be really easy for him to want to show that off and go up top. But I think that shows a lot of maturity, taking that low, like more direct line there.
Yeah,
So that's a great
I
shot.
think that was one of his Athenas. He loves the Athena. I feel like he might just disc down, go straight at the basket, and gets rewarded with that kind of shot. And exactly like you said, takes a mature play to make that for a young guy.
Yeah, I think it's great. A little low out of Thaddeus. Good correction though.
Yeah, always want to give it a run, but it's always a little nervy going and being the next putt. But great comeback and get that birdie for Matteo. Great birdie to come back. This is a great fight we're seeing. Jab after jab.
Yeah, good comeback. I mean, to bleed 3 strokes through 2 holes and to throw that kind of shot and execute that kind of shot on hole 3 here, really, really nice. Great for Matteo. And these other guys aren't that far behind. It only takes a couple of holes for those scores to get evened out pretty quick. Hole 4 here, 285-foot par 3. Relatively straight. I think the really common play is to go up top over everything on Anheuser with an overstable disc. Let it kind of get to these trees here and start to fade out. Maybe crash into these trees just in front of us and give yourself a putt. The more uncommon play is to throw like a mid or a fairway driver just straight up the chute here. Looks like Mateo's going for a forehand. And he's going low forehand.
Matteo plays this course quite often, too, so I'm sure he's experimented with some things and sees that, wow, yeah, you can just kind of pierce it through and land in that far right and do that. So that's awesome to see. Forehand, punch that through. You don't see that too often.
I feel like that's so aggressive with the that wide rim to get that big skip on there. But it works really well. Thaddeus going up high.
Oh! From the top rope, that disc almost came down. That's amazing to see.
That was awesome. Marsh, I like this. He's hitting all the airspace, maybe hyzering out a little too soon. But that looks like a Firebird, and he looks to be in the circle, maybe edge of circle. Asher going up top and wide. This might not have been over enough. It looks like he's hyzering out a little too early. Almost taking out our cameraman. Look at that beautiful drop.
Drop, drop.
Oh, yeah, he was going for that putt. He wanted to run it. Maybe feeling a little bit of nerves, feeling like he's got to start getting aggressive and making something happen. And wow, Marsh just kind of splashing out the right side.
Hate to see it, giving it a bid, and yeah, just hitting those right chains.
It's tough from Asher, when you go aggressive and you start to feel like you have to make some of those desperation plays, things can start to unwind on you really quick. So
Yeah.
Take your bogey here, move on to the next hole, get your, aim to get your birdie, and just kind of move on as fast as you can and try to score as much as possible going forward.
Yeah, good putt from little Matteo as well. Dad's just tapping it in, so you got to keep pace with him at this point, being behind in round 3. Uh, Good tap out from Jeremy. Round a hole 5, par 4, 565 feet. You're going to want to get out of this gap with a high hyzering shot into like a landing zone where you're going to have a forehand or backhand approach at the basket with a putter, kind of straight shot, a little forehand flex kind of action, kind of right by that little tree there. Typical misses we see off the drive are going long or hitting any of those trees. Very hard shot kind of to navigate once you get through that initial shot. A lot of different gaps to hit, but once you get there, definitely can get a putt from a lot of different ranges.
Yeah, I feel like this tee shot it feels really stock, and then you get to it, and all of a sudden that gap gets really, really small, really fast. Matteo throwing a great shot. They're gonna hyzer in time. It does. That's so
Yeah, I
good.
think that's like the textbook power shot. Like if you have power, you put it high and allow that disc to work its way to the middle. That was awesome.
Thaddeus looks to be a little lower, and I think exactly to your point. I think if Thaddeus had the same height that Matteo did, I think he's a little more left, and squared up perfectly in that gap. Marsh in an early tree, a second early tree, and it still put him in like a pretty
Yeah.
solid
He's
position.
going to be looking at the basket, having some gaps to hit, but still, yeah, after 2 tree hits, you got to be thankful.
For sure. I mean, that's probably 80 feet shorter than what he meant to, but not bad. Asher, a little ground action, and I think that's going to be pretty nice. He might be a little cut off on that right side, but should be able to work with something up there.
Jeremy with his approach, finding the right gap. Some room to work, hits an early tree. He's going to have some work to do, but should be a routine 4 for him.
Yeah, he needed that disc on Heiser out of the hand. I just think it came out way too flat. Thaddeus kind of flirting with that left side, and I mean that's edge of circle. It should be like 35 or so, 34.
Matteo,
What a
yeah,
shot!
dude,
Yeah, it
such
was
a
so good.
stock approach shot, and still going to be leaving himself around circle's edge of a putt, but nothing he can't do.
Asher was a little right. What a turnover though. That was so nice.
I think the turnover plays a little easier for the green and how the green works, where you can just kind of like place, like slot it in, where the forehand, you're allowing some ground play, but still easy shots for these guys.
For sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Asher's throwing the soft Neospore. The great birdie from Thaddeus. But I'm pretty sure Asher's throwing that soft Neospore. And that plastic's really nice because when it hits the ground, it kind of grabs it and doesn't give you too much ground action. So that's probably what Asher was thinking was I can go aggressive here and be all right still.
Not too different than the last hole. We see Thad make a putt, put pressure on Lil Mateo, and Lil Mateo just going low left and still getting to the catch. So going blow for blow on these holes. Austin with C, Asher tapping in there, and then Jeremy getting his par. So the lead kind of growing while these two, Thad and Mateo, going at it. We'll see here on hole 6.
Hole six, really, really straight shot, 312 feet. There's kind of that initial tree in the middle that you want to beat. And then this tree on the right that you saw just in front of the basket is going to kind of give people some problems as well. Common throws are going to be to the right side through that gap and then high above the tree. Mateo going right side. This is a little dicey because, yeah, those trees on the right side kind of come into play a little fast. You want to hyzer in front of them or kind of split them. We saw last round Thaddeus going up top.
Goes
Looks
up
like he's doing
top
that.
again, and it's flexing a little more, but should fight that bush area. The heck? That
Yeah,
was nice.
yeah, I think he missed a little left from where he was aiming, but it worked all the same for him. Asher going left side. You don't see that very often.
I thought that was out of the hand, looked really great. Just a little more stable of a disc, and I thought if that just held that straight line going on that left side, it honestly looked kind of pure. Jeremy Marsh hitting that right side, hyzering out and getting in the general collection zone where you want to be for that birdie putt.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Marsh is throwing that new glacier there. He was telling me a couple of
Oh,
weeks ago how he really likes that. Great
he
run
said,
from
"Please
Mateo.
do it." Almost did. Lil Mateo drawing up some metal on that bid.
Asher realizing that bush is just too much in his way.
And this bush really does get a lot of people. We see Thad getting low here trying to hit this putt, and allow it messes you up so much having to create different angles for that putt when it should feel like a routine distance.
I'm surprised he missed high on that, from like where he was.
Yeah,
And great putt from Marsh. Good birdie.
Marsh range.
Get
Yeah,
himself
we've
back on track.
seen him do that, and he just does that all the time. He's awesome.
Thaddeus. That's kind of a big mistake to make right now.
Yeah, you leave the door open on a hole where you guys have been going blow for blow, and then where you should be taking the same score, and now you're tied up going into hole 7, where just allows a lot more confusion and a lot more feelings and emotions while you're playing, which is never what you want. Hole 7, a par 3, 304 feet. Tight gap here. Don't want to push it too straight. Make sure the disc is flying to the right. That green and a lot of protecting trees are going to allow a forehand pushing shot on a huge hyzer to possibly get up to that small tree we see in the middle of the fairway and allow you a putt. While just making it, we'll see some shots push a little too straight, maybe go too early and get you into some stuff and some business. But here we go, Jeremy Marsh lining up the backhand, trying to pierce through, looking pure, and gets it all the way down to like by that mini tree I was talking about, where he's going to be putting for birdie.
Yeah, he's going to be just on the edge of the circle. I'm pretty sure that was one of his buzzes. Matteo going high forehand. I like the high forehand shot because you do kind of give it time, but I think the low forehand skippers is the play to get there. Looks like that's what Asher's lining up, and yeah, he just juiced it, man. He threw it way too far.
Easy
Shout out
mistake.
Rob right there on the left.
Yeah, it's a mistake you see a lot, I feel like. Just going a little long. Trying to bite off, get to the hole. And
Great shot.
Thaddeus with the skip that's how you get to the green. That's how you get a lot easier of a birdie there. Matteo up and down, forehand approach. Gonna be putting for birdie, or putting for par pretty easily there.
Looks like Asher's got that spore in his hand again. He's forehanding it. All right.
I love it.
I haven't seen him forehanded that too much. That's awesome. Yeah, really good shot from Marsh. It looks like he's kind of in C2 there, and just a little right.
Obstructed putt hit for little Matteo. Important with that being right there and putting for birdie right outside bullseye. Looks like basically 8 feet. Bang for birdie.
That's awesome. What a shot.
1 of 5 birdies in round 3. Shout out to Thad for that. Love to see it. Definitely a tougher 300-foot hole you see here on the Northwest course with only 7.
And that's a huge birdie, especially after the bogey last hole. To get yourself back on track on this hole, which is one of the more difficult holes, you need to carry that momentum into hole 8, which is another tough one, and then get yourself through 12, and then start scoring from there. Hole 8 here, 355 feet. Very, very, I think you want to get really straight off the tee. Avoid there's a tree on your right side. Hit this tree that we're flying through right now, and then bank left and try to avoid that little hanger that's right in front of the basket. That little hanger gets in a lot of people's putts. It robs a lot of birdie opportunities. Let's see Thaddeus lining up here. He's probably throwing, I would bet that he's throwing a mid.
I like the catch cam. You don't see this angle of the shots on this hole. This is awesome to see on hole 8 here. Interesting spot straight away where these discs are going to want to come at the catch cam and then finish to the right. We see Jeremy Marsh turning the catch cam, getting pin high down there.
That was sick. I'm pretty sure Jeremy's throwing a Raptor. I'm pretty sure that's what he throws on this hole. Yeah, the catch cam is really, really sick to exactly what you just said. Really, really nice. Watching the discs come in like that.
I like that, like 9-speed overstable. I think I take a Draco here, where you just take that 9-speed overstable disc and allow it to work and let the disc do the work on this hole, because it's 355 feet with the tough initial gap where you see these guys just getting stuck up early, where making this hole hard, the teeth of the hole come in.
Yeah, it looks like Asher kind of is finding that left side kind of fairway there, or off fairway. I like this play from Matteo a lot. That should nestle into the ground really nicely. Yeah. Slides right up to the basket. That was a really, really well executed shot. Thaddeus with a little bit of work to do. There was a little bit of just hope and pray in that shot, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It's this hole when the teeth are shown. It's a tough hole. It's a tough par three, honestly. On a lot of these are like 300 foot, where that 50 feet, you're pushing the disc and making it fly a little more. Where the control of that is a lot harder, and we see just off the
Big
cage there.
miss. Yeah, that was tough. Big miss. And going back to it, man, I mean, they're just trading blow for blow, on these this front half. Huge birdie from Marsh.
Bang!
That's awesome. Big 7-8, man. That's huge.
Ah, hate to see it, but like you said, this is like peak disc golf. You love seeing these guys going at it where it's a close match.
Yeah, it's certainly going to make the back nine really exciting. There's going to be some big swing holes. If Thaddeus can do what he did round two on hole 12, if you haven't seen that, could definitely go check out hole two or go check out round two. But yeah, if he can do that again, I mean, I think that's going to be a huge separator for him. Yeah.
Hole 9, par 3, 247 feet. Pretty much the must get for this MPO field. You see a lot of shots just collect into this green where the putt is a short putt, where a lot of ace runs actually come through on this hole. We're going to see Jeremy Marsh coming through, swinging in, went a little long round 2, makes the correction, is going to be right there on round 3 in the green. Perfect shot.
Yeah, that was awesome. Matteo is probably going for I would imagine he's going for a zone or a zone type disc. Something nice and slow. That's
That's
beautiful.
probably under
Nice
the
touch.
basket. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, great touch.
Oh, please ace it. Please.
Please ace it.
Oh,
Yeah, this hole is
see
awesome because it allows you to run it, and then he's still going to be on that plateau where it's just a birdie putt. So it's a fun hole. It's a must get.
I was just actually gonna say how I don't think running the ace here is like obviously he's not trying to run the ace, he's just trying to birdie it. But running the ace can be kind of dangerous because you can get yourself kind of, into this into these bushes in the
Yeah,
back. And if you're far enough back there, you're gonna have a really low ceiling for the putt, making this kind of tricky. Good but that's the last thing he needs is he doesn't need tricky putts, running down to the back nine.
I agree, but we see him able to save that and go through stress free, and definitely with the pressure on Lil Mateo right under the basket, tapping it in. Probably was sweating a little bit with that shot. Like I didn't need to run it as much as I did. Getting through it 3 of the 4, getting the star or the birdies.
Hole 10 here, pretty dangerous hole. 332 feet. There's OB on the right and left side. Best is going to be past this dead tree here on the left, just to our right over there. OB wraps all around that. You do have a little bit of space back there, but this is a very, very scary hole. You see a lot of players just kind of playing, straight up the middle. I think that's what Marsh is doing here. Just throwing a buzz, just trying to keep it inbounds. I really like that shot because I think he's going to give himself like a 45 footer for birdie, and it's a pretty safe bid.
Yeah, you see a lot of people like try to get that corner and go B and are even able to save the par there. So if you're looking at it inbounds from around the same spot, that's pretty awesome.
Wow, Matteo staying in bounds. That's pretty fortunate. Thaddeus, what a shot. If that just. Oh, wow. That was an awesome low kick. He might be. I mean, he might be parked. He might be long. I'm not really sure.
I'm not really sure either. That was a little deceptive.
That's a bad miss. Oh, wow. See, that was a pretty bad miss for Masher, and then a very nice tree hit to keep him in the fairway. Yeah, when you get fortunate like that, take your par and move on to the next hole, and just say thanks. Nice long run from Marsh. Bit of the same from Matteo, and Thaddeus with that great tree kick, capitalizing on the birdie. Good for him. It's a big birdie coming down the stretch.
Yeah, great birdie. Tough spot you want to be in for coming down into this, starting this back nine. We got hole 11, par 3, 290 feet, downhill. One of the more iconic holes on this Northwest course, the goalie hole. You got trouble left, trouble right. Got to pick a gap and hit it. Little bit easier to miss left and trickle on that hill and leave you a long downhill putt, but one you want to get. Beautiful basket there, beautiful green. We're gonna see Thad lining up a standstill here. Hits an early tree. Not sure where that went.
Yeah, this has got to be one of the most like videoed holes of people throwing in Washington, right? Like everyone was taking a video of them throwing this hole.
Oh, love it from Asher. It should collect nicely.
Great shot.
Perfect.
Oh, go in.
Similar shot. Gonna collect and leave him a putt there.
Thaddeus with a little bit of work to do over here.
I look.
Marsh with a clean jumper. Should put him. Oh,
Hits the
so
little
that little
stuff,
bit of roll.
yeah.
Yeah, that little bit of rollback can be kind of tough. Dang. It's a big birdie for Matteo. Close the gap on him.
See that?
And the cleanup par
Yeah.
from Thaddeus. Hole 12 here. I mean, probably the toughest hole in the course. It is a long straight shot that then banks right and goes up this hill. Basket is just past this little V tree here. You're gonna see a lot of like backhand turnovers. Are gonna start really high and hope to pan. That's what Ash is doing here. I think there's a lot of just luck that you have to get. You gotta hope that you can kind of get fortunate through those trees. There is an OB line on the kind of low right side that you hope nobody finds. Matteo going high and wide as well.
Yeah, I feel like everyone on this card basically has the ability to get there. It's just such a hard shot.
Thaddeus just threw an absolute dime round 2.
See if he can do it again here. Going up. Nice angle on it. Ooh, big hit there coming down.
That's a pretty fortunate kick, though. Good spot to land on the path. You should have a pretty straight shot up to the basket. Marsh a lot lower than the rest of the players.
Looked great
That
the
tree
whole
kick
way,
would be-
too, and it's just those unfortunate trees. Here we go. Thaddeus lining up. It honestly frames up really nicely here, where you get something up there, it feels good.
It's probably one of the things I hear most about this hole is how players would like to see the whoa.
Oh,
Oh
No
my God!
way!
Wow, are you serious, Thad?
dude, are you 2 for
That's
2 on this
incredible.
hole?
To come out of this hole 2 down in 2
So
rounds is
ridiculous.
insane. Thaddeus, go have a weekend. That's awesome. You hole 12 victor of the weekend, bro. That's awesome.
Oh my God, what a way to do it too. That was incredible.
In a heated competition, he's taking the lead here. That's like a statement.
Oh my God.
Little Mateo's like, can I draw that up? Still gets it up. He's
Dude,
going to have a putt for par, and that's still fine, but gotta feel gut-wrenching.
I mean, if you're little Matteo, you gotta be like, what do I gotta do? I mean, this guy's literally making them from all over the place right now. That was amazing. Asher getting a run at it too. Two birdies on this card would have been ridiculous. Was he the only birdie of the day? Do you have that up?
He was not, actually. We had
Wow.
another Benjamin Albrick also got the birdie in round
That's
3.
wow. Congratulations, Benjamin. That's huge.
We see,
Even that can be really intimidating, especially when you're coming down the stretch and the other guy's just banging them from all over the place.
100%. It's just tough. It's just tough. We see Jeremy tapping out his birdie there, or bogey there. Hole 13, par 3, 218 feet. See a lot of backhands, a few forehands maybe going down that left side, but a backhand through where this drone's flying. I'm going to try to fight through these two trees and get you a putt. Easy to go long, easy to go right, but both can leave you a putt. Definitely a shorter hole on the course that people want to get. We're going to see Thad line up this forehand, try to pierce a smaller gap and still get to the green. Hits that early tree.
Asher going for the more common backhand shot. Just missing a little left of where he was aiming. It's been interesting to see so many players throwing the forehand here. Great shot from Matteo.
It's kind of, this is amazing. Thad does that and then hits an early tree, and Matteo now steps up and laces the fairway. This is great disc golf we're watching. Is he going to run it up again? Gets it up there. Easy par for Thad.
That would have been so sick, dude. Oh my God. Wow.
Giving it a bid still from so far out. Asher, awesome. Still giving it a bid. Good putt.
Big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little low,
Big.
little left. Still goes in the basket, and you're able to get out of there with the par. Little Matteo putting right after you. Securing that birdie. 1 stroke deficit now. This is awesome. Matteo picking up the disc for Asher. Everyone tapping out. Marsh gets the tap-in birdie.
I think one of the things to notice there is that when Thaddeus tapped out, he kind of like separated himself a little bit. That should be him going up and taking a breath and just telling yourself like, hey, a few holes left. Hold on. Maintain your lead. Hole 14 here, par 3, 318 feet. It's very similar to hole 10 where you just want to throw the disc really, really straight, have it finish a little bit to the right. The way the hill plays, a backhand turnover does play really well to it because as the disc is hitting the ground, you kind of get this little bit of anti skip. And that looks like exactly what Mateo's going for. What a shot. What a shot.
What a shot. Trickles down a little low. Going to have a comeback up the hill for birdie. Ice in his veins right now. Hole 14. Working on this, coming down the stretch of it. Marsh
going with one of his glow buzzes.
And honestly, not a bad hole to disc down and just throw a straight shot and give yourself a light bid at the 2 or easy 3. It's not a hole you necessarily need to get when people are going to be doing that. Thad with the kick, but still fortunate enough to get pin high, looking at the basket there, trying to match little Matteo.
That's a scary putt downhill. Shout out to Rob, Asher's dad behind him videoing.
Yeah, shout out to Rob.
So supportive. Nice guy. So supportive. Such a good dude. Great shot from Asher. Very straight. I think that is like kind of the miss that you want to do. Is to punch the disc long and straight there. Good run from Jeremy. Big make.
Huge
Big
make on a scary putt downhill. Matteo having to go putt uphill now. It's just, this is a clash. We're seeing blow after blow. Oh my gosh.
Wow. He snuck it in on the bottom
It looked like he
left.
was
Down
outside
it.
from where Thad was even. That was awesome from Asher. And Matteo with a slight uphill, boom, birdie. That three birdies on this hole is pretty impressive. So that's awesome, guys. Great job. We only had 4 birdies of the day, so seeing 3 of them on this card is pretty awesome. Shout out Jason, or Jesse Rutley.
Oh, Jesse. Yeah, nice.
Hole 15, par 4, 500 feet. A soft par 4. We'll see the OB on the left side, and it comes up to right about here where it shoots out to the left a little more, following the fairway of the other hole. And then we'll see some drives come all the way out to here where some even eagle looks, which is possible on this hole. So a chance to score here, a very birdieable hole, one of the easier holes on the course. Little Matteo.
Most of these guys have absolute cannons, so I wouldn't be surprised to see several drives up on that tree line. Looks like that fell out of his hand a little early, a little left.
And the thing is, even though it is early, that still 100% has the ability to get it to the basket. So we'll see a interesting approach shot from there. Asher gonna be landing in the same spot, hitting a tree around in that fairway right there in the middle. See, he can fully has the strength to get it up there. And Jeremy hitting the same tree and just landing in a similar spot. We'll see some approach shots here.
It's a tough spot when you're that far back there because you're really relying on a speedy disc to
Wow.
skip right through, and that was so perfect.
You
Holy
cannot
crap.
chalk it up better. Slicing some hairs off of Banksy's head. We're going to see that shot coming through. Turning the catch cam and parking the hole. Easy birdie for Jeremy Marsh.
Yeah, Asher bled his shot out a little left, a little early. Looks like Thaddeus was trying to go high over the stuff, and he kind of hit that a little right. He still has a putt. It's just not going to be easy.
Similar putt to what he had in round 2 for Eagle, so it's definitely somewhere he's been. Hopefully he can get a good look at the basket there.
Matteo with a kind of a choppy short forehand. I don't think either of them are very excited about this putt.
Gives the height.
Ooh,
Oh,
wow.
top of the cage. Thaddeus.
That was really close.
Out of position first shot, out of position second shot in a way, and still is it almost ringing it up. Great effort out there to still manage the hole. And Matteo, birdie putt. Huge putt on hole 15 to tie it up. Lil Matteo running down, tap the basket. Do your thing, young blood.
Want to give a quick shout out to Christopher Welch. He was the solo eagle of the day on hole 15.
Stealing my stats.
That's right. That's right.
I was about to say that. Stealing the stats. Christopher Welch,
Yeah.
amazing eagle. Awesome job.
This hole
50%
also played.
birdie.
This
Yeah.
hole also played as the second easiest hole of the day. Stole second stat. That's right.
It's a battle out here in the KO Disc Golf Show. Always battling.
Hole 16, 406 feet. I think most players are going to end up taking that left-hand side, but you do see a player every once in a while going straight down this middle here. I think a relatively flippy fairway driver down that left-hand side is really the play. Pretty well guarded, lots of trees. If you get a bad kick and you ricochet for a while, you could be taking a big number on this hole. A lot of pressure's on. I mean, 3 holes left, pressure's
3 holes
on.
left, tied ball game. Clay Edwards is 20 under right now on hole 16. So he's one hole behind, or he's one stroke behind. So it's interesting to see a chase card pumping up there. But Clay Edwards, awesome, shouting him out.
Looked like a pretty good drive for Matteo. I know that's not exactly what he wanted, but I think he might be looking at the basket down there. Marsh kind of putting this a little too far to the right. I think just probably turned it over a little bit. Thaddeus with a really big opportunity.
I feel like we're just waiting for the nail in the coffin. So you going down that middle side, if he's able to peer this, looks like it hits a tree and pushes a little straight. We'll see what he has to work with. Asher lining up that left side, rips it, turning. flipping, hits a tree, kicking a little right off the fairway.
I think Thaddeus went too long. I think Thaddeus is in those
It looked
bushes.
like it. Yeah, that's what I was seeing.
That could be a big mistake.
Brian?
Ooh, nice little run from Asher. Yeah, we'll see what he has from over here, but this could be a really tough spot.
Sit.
Ooh.
Gave it a lot. Lucky tree, he says. Still really far out. This is 50 feet, it looks like, plus.
Oh, not even a chance.
Maybe 40 feet.
No, he was way back there.
That's far. That's far.
Matteo, huge opportunity to throw a dagger. Oof. He's still gonna get a stroke on him, but that could have been massive right there.
Moving into 17 and 18, I feel like it's hard to score, so it's going to take some great shots now where it's just about bleeding. So hopefully that's not what it is, but Thad taking the bogey, giving Matteo a one-stroke lead. Thad tying Clay Edwards as well. Jeremy Marsh just coming up on that early nub.
Yeah, I mean 17 and 18, Matteo and Thaddeus both have the power for 17, so that could be a total battle. It's just about whoever puts out the good drive. 18, I mean I think both of them can get that too. So hole 17.
Yeah, sorry, hole 17 here. Par 3, 465 feet. Open it up. Long arms get a chance to open it up and get down to this like last 80 feet where the real teeth of this hole come in. We'll see people just trying to get right around where the drone's at here and give them a look. Different air shots and different rollers there. And it's coming down to the wire, so we're going to have to see something special. Matteo pressure on with the box.
It's a great opportunity for Matteo to show off his arm a little bit. He's got a cannon.
Amazing.
That's got to be about pin deep, probably about circle 2 right, maybe short right.
Yeah, I think in a little short right, but still amazing drive. Put the pressure on Thaddeus to go step up and try to park this hole and give him a bid for birdie.
He's just bleeding out Asher's hand a little early. We saw Jeremy Marsh go for the roller round 2. I'm sure that's what he's setting up for 2. I'm pretty sure this is a Roadrunner. I know he wants this to cut.
That's
yeah.
great. Oh, if it keeps working right.
Come on.
Yeah, there we go. Still a little short left and still looking at the basket.
He's probably deep sea too, but yeah, I mean he's right up in there, up in the trees.
We see Thaddeus step up, flexing the disc. Does this have the straight? It's going to get up there. It's still going to leave him a putt. It's definitely short left. It's giving him some distance on that. Feeling the pressure. We'll see.
Yeah, he really needed to throw a dime there to make a statement. That's going to leave him in a tough spot.
Do you think if you're ahead or behind, you want to go first or last in that situation? I know that kind of had the pressure put on him with Matteo having a good drive. Do you want to put the pressure on or have the pressure put on you kind of situation?
If I'm Thaddeus, I like going second because I like knowing exactly what I have to do. But if I'm Matteo, I think at the same point, like I like going first because I like kind of throwing the statement and being like, pressure's on you.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think either way, it's nice to put the pressure on the other person, but at the same time, it's nice to like step up and know exactly. Like I don't know if I feel the pressure so much as I like knowing exactly what has to be done.
Here's little Matteo for his putt. Lining it up. Put some pressure on. Bang. Yeah. Birdie putt. Little Matteo. Hole 17. Feels like it. All he has to do is get through hole 18. 2-stroke lead.
Yeah, he can play 18 super safe now. You say Clay Edwards is in the clubhouse at 20?
Yeah, so Clay Edwards is in the clubhouse at 20, so he's in the clubhouse at 20. I believe it was a time start, so they're all going out.
Yeah, he'd be done by now. So yeah, Matteo literally just has to play this hole 4 par. Play it safe, play it smart, Thank you again to Justin Banks and Fairway Media. Asher, pay attention. Asher, pay attention. There you go, Asher.
Boom! Boom!
Uh, Thank you, Fairway Media. Thank you, Justin Banks, for having us out here. If you want more tournament breakdowns, check out the KO Disc Golf Show every Tuesday on YouTube. Hole 18 here, par 3, 356 feet, a very, very tough par 3. You want to throw something that's going to go really straight. You hit this gap here. You can either go left or right. You see a lot of players trying to intentionally go right of there. A lot of players will try to pump it left side and just kind of hyzer out a little bit. Baskets has a few trees around it to guard it, and it's a pretty quick green. So if you're coming in there hot, you will skip.
And Mattio just has to get up and down for par, it feels like. A birdie even from Thad won't be enough. Mattio, ball's in your court, drive your box. Forehand, get it up, get it out. It's clean. It's in that left side. It's going to be finishing towards the basket.
Ooh.
Little Mattio.
Great shot. I mean, I don't think that's exactly the line he intended, but he's going to get up and down from there he should get up and down from there with no minimal problems.
I feel like he's right in that C2 range, honestly. But we'll see where he's at. Jeremy hitting an early tree, frustrated. Thad, pressure's on. Do something.
I mean, the only thing that can happen here is for him to ace it, and that's not the line to do it. Great tournament out of Thad, though. I mean, what a battle the entire day. I mean, from hole 1 to hole 17, it was just blow for blow. Really impressive to watch. Really, really fun showing from everyone.
Tree of frustration hit. Jeremy Marsh up and down to end his tournament. Beautiful shot shape. It's going to be an easy tap-in for 3.
Yeah, great shot. Asher trying for the throw in. Yeah, that's a spore. That's a spore if I've ever seen one.
Here's Thad. Trying to put a little pressure on, if any. Just get a birdie. Oh, oof. Chain out. Little Matteo. Yeah, looking at the basket. Leaves it a little long. Think that's an easy range for him.
For sure. Honestly, there really wasn't much of a reason to run it.
Yeah.
I think especially for like a B-tier win, I'm probably just putting that under the basket and tapping out and making it real easy on myself, you know?
Yeah, especially if I know if Clay Edwards is in and I see what Thaddeus is doing. I think it's awesome, but amazing,
he's right there,
amazing,
he's
amazing tournament. Matteo, awesome player. I just can't wait to see more from you in this Northwest Point Series and other tournaments along, but exciting. We got Thad tapping out, amazing tournament as well. Always great to see Thad and Tim, always at tournaments.
Yeah, I mean, this definitely shows the youth of Washington.
And little Matteo.
Congratulations to your winner.
Your Fort Steilacoom Open champion.
2025.
Big hugs. Big hugs. Denied the fist bump. Big hugs. Your competitor. That shows love. Sportsmanship. Thank you, Fairway Media. This was Kirby Snyder and Ollie DePina, the KO Disc Golf Show. Thaddeus TenKley, hot round 1. But Matteo, little Matteo, coming through and getting the big win. Thank you to everyone who came and listened. Aim high, shoot low, and we'll see you next time. Peace.